Today we're going to take a look at one of the best-selling revolver lines in the United States, and that's the Heritage Rough Rider series. The Rough Riders are a series of single-action revolvers chambered in 22 long rifle and also 22 Magnum that are based off the classic single-action Army design. In many ways, they function exactly like the single-action Army. However, they do have a couple of added features that you wouldn't see on those original revolvers from the 1800s. Now, in front of me, I'm holding one of the models that has a 3-inch barrel and a bird's head grip. This is just one example of the many different configurations that the Rough Rider is available in. You can also have it in one of the most classic configurations for a single action revolver with your plow handle grip, a longer 4-inch barrel, or you can even have it in a more modernized configuration, this with a 6-inch barrel, fiber optic sights. This model additionally is a 9-shot available in 22 long rifle or 22 Magnum. Now, an important note, while the Heritage Rough Riders have interchangeable cylinders from 22 long rifle and 22 Magnum, you cannot interchange the cylinders from a 9-shot gun into a 6-shot gun. They're a different diameter and they won't work out. But you can have 9 shots of 22 long rifle or 9 shots of 22 Magnum. There are a considerable number of other variants of the Heritage Rough Rider out there as well. These are basically the standard models. But one of the neat things about this line is we also have models that have 16-inch barrels on pistols. Why? Because it's fun. That's why. We also have a model called the Heritage Barkeep, which is a throwback to the idea of that saloon gun that the bartender kept under the counter. It has no ejector rod. It has a very, very short barrel, but it's such a fun gun. And that is the point of the Heritage Rough Rider line. Not every gun has to be serious self-defense, serious hunting, serious this or that. Some guns can just be for fun, and that's where the Rough Rider line excels. There are few things more fun than shooting a single action 22, whether it's 22 Magnum or 22 long rifle. Now that we've talked about the why for the Rough Rider series, let's take you through some of the features. So looking right here, we have again the standard configuration, wood grips, 4-inch barrel, single action revolver. You'll notice right away that there's a feature on the Heritage Rough Rider that you would not see on classic single actions, and that's the safety. Because the action of this is a clone of that traditional single action method, it's not particularly safe to carry it with a round under the hammer, because that hammer being fully forward pushes the firing pin forward, and a sharp blow to the hammer could cause a round under it to go off. So we don't want to do that. However, the Rough Rider makes that perfectly safe by having a manual safety. As you can see, when the manual safety is engaged, the hammer moves back off the frame so that it can now no longer contact the firing pin, making this gun safe to carry with 6 or 9 rounds on board. Once again, safety on, hammer can't contact the frame. Safety off, the hammer is fully at rest. You can, of course, load this and carry it like the classic revolvers of the bygone era and simply skip the chamber that's under the hammer. Now let's talk about one of the cooler features of the Heritage Rough Rider, the interchangeable cylinder. So the Heritage Rough Rider comes with 2 cylinders if you get that option, or if you just get the 22 long rifle, you can buy a spare 22 Magnum cylinder from the Heritage web store. Either way, it gives you the ability to shoot 2 calibers out of one gun. And changing a cylinder on the Heritage Rough Rider could not be simpler. All you do is verify that the gun is unloaded by pulling the hammer back to the half cock notch, which is the second click, open the loading gate, and then physically just look to make sure the chambers are all empty. Once you've done that, on the left side of the gun is the release button. You'll press that, and you will pull the cylinder pin forward out of the gun. On the shorter barrel models, you need to pull it all the way through the ejector, and then you can simply dump the cylinder out into your hand. Set your old cylinder aside, take your 22 Magnum cylinder, my favorite caliber for these guns, and place it back in the exact opposite way. The 22 mag cylinder goes in. You'll note it can actually rest and be retained by the left side of the gun. And then you'll take your cylinder pin, slide it through, press the latch, and then you just kind of have to wiggle it. Once that's in, make sure the cylinder spins. Close the loading gate, pull the hammer back, press the trigger, and let the hammer go forward. You've now set this gun up to shoot 22 Magnum. And it's the exact same process on all of the other Heritage Rough Rider models. Again, whether the 6-inch 9-shot, the classic 4-inch 6-shot, or the tactical models that we have, or even the Rancher carbines, which are built around the Heritage action. So whatever it is that you want to do, you could probably do it with a Heritage Rough Rider. There's nothing more fun than shooting a 22, and the Heritage Rough Rider gives you that ability at an extremely affordable price. Whether you're looking for something to recreate the Western movies that you watched as a kid, or you simply want a fun plinker for out on the range, or you want a handy 22 Magnum launching platform to deal with small game, you can get it done with the Heritage Rough Rider.